Hey there, and welcome to today's daily premium newsletter for April 11th. So it's a rare sight in this market currently, but we finally can see green across the board. It's definitely a sight for sore eyes. Of the large caps, EOS led the pack with its announcement of EOS IO Dawn 3.0. Essentially, as we get closer to the official release of the EOS platform, we expect the price to have a lot of volatility. Today's release gives developers access to a suite of tools needed to build dApps on the EOS platform. EOS is aiming to be much easier to develop on compared to Ethereum. Combine that with their claim today of a theoretical 8,000 transactions per second, and the noise they're making is kind of hard to ignore. They just took the number 5 spot, dethroning Litecoin. The EOS rally is also connected to the EOS DAC airdrop, whose blockchain snapshot is scheduled for April 15th. All Ethereum wallets holding at least 100 EOS tokens will receive an equal number of EOS DAC tokens, which will be used and sold once the EOS mainnet launches later this year. NEO is also making a healthy amount of gains, but people are starting to wake up to how important the NEO coin is to the Net5 ecosystem and how compelling that ecosystem truly is. As a reminder, the Net5 ecosystem is NEO's smart economy, similar to how Ethereum has the ERC20 ecosystem. So based on today's price action between EOS and NEO, having platforms serving as the core of your portfolio really doesn't seem like a bad idea. Now, the big caveat to that is you want to make sure that you're investing in platforms that will see use. The unfortunate nature of platforms is that there is a lot of them, but only a few will make it out of this period, because naturally the platform that attracts the most users will win over time. ICOs are not going to target a small platform if they feel that they can do much better on one of the big ones. It's sort of a network effect. So anyways, in other news, Reuters is reporting that JP Chase & Co. has been filed with a lawsuit at the Manhattan Federal Court. The lawsuit alleges that it charged surprise fees when it stopped letting customers buy cryptocurrency with credit cards back in late January and began treating purchases as cash advances. Those cash advances carry extra fees that JP Morgan charged, and they have higher interest rates on cash advances than on credit cards. JP Morgan also refused to refund customers when they filed for a complaint. The lawsuit alleges that, with no advance warning, Chase stuck the plaintiff with a bill after the fact of his transactions and insisted that he pay for it. The reasoning behind the Chase decision was that they decided that using your credit card to acquire cryptocurrencies was the same as using it to acquire non-cryptocurrency, aka a cash advance. Unfortunately, it seems like in order to win this lawsuit, the plaintiff would have to prove that cryptocurrency is not money in coin form, which definitely won't be easy given that the top crypto is named Bitcoin. Chase and many other big banks have since banned the use of credit cards to acquire cryptocurrencies. While it might seem like the moves of a dying breed, remember that when you use a credit card, you pay with the bank's money until the debt is resolved. So if they feel that cryptocurrencies infringe on their business, which they absolutely do, they're within their right to selectively prevent such purchases with credit cards. In a similar manner, we are within our right to selectively abstain from using their services once we feel that crypto has evolved to the point where traditional banking is obsolete and outdated. We look forward to that day. So with that, over to Doc. Have a great rest of your week, everyone.
Hello folks, it's Doc for ReadySetCrypto. All right, everything I've been talking about for the last several days is finally starting to be realized here. All the positive divergences, all the trendline breakthroughs, all of the heavy consolidation building up energy is starting to leave a little bit of a positive movement here. So actually Bitcoin is not moving all that much as some other ones here. I'm going to go through the top 10 very quickly here. Nice little bounce for Ethereum back up and over the $400 price range. It's coming up to a very important trend line as well too. So Ethereum is getting a little bit of a head start on Bitcoin for this one. Ripple, you're starting to see, again, I know this is difficult to see, but you're starting to see a little bit of movement in Ripple to the upside as well too. Here's Bitcoin Cash, just about everything with the exception of Litecoin, although it's still holding its own right now. Here's the rock star, though, is EOS. So EOS is now put in, guess what? It's a change of polarity. There's a higher high, higher low, higher high combination again. So we've now started to transition into an uptrend. Look at the volume here today. Look at the volume. This is always what we want to see when we see a breakout is we don't want to see a false breakout. We want to see real price being chased like this. And that is exactly what we're seeing with that one. Here's Cardano. Again, I realize this one's difficult to see, but again, you're starting to see a little bit of movement off of the bottom as well too. Here's Stellar Lumen, and this one, just barely moving. Okay, Neo's been doing really, really well lately. So Neo is coming out of that kind of rounded base down there. We're seeing some volume, not the same kind of volume that we did in the fall, but still nonetheless a little bit better than the low volume as it was selling off. IoT again, and here's actually Monero's dropped out of the top 10, is now number 11, but you can see that even this one is just fractionally up. So even on the screener, if we get onto the screener, and this is what I will do from a time to time here, is to go look at this one, and you can see EOS is right up there with the leaders today in terms of a movement. I would imagine Mav will have a little bit more to say about why EOS is moving. I believe this is a platform coin. So guys, I believe we'll get a short little rally, enough to build up a little bit of hope. And I think we're going to be testing some trend lines here. Certainly in Bitcoin, definitely in Ethereum. Ethereum looks to be moving right now. And I'm going to watch carefully to see EOS as to whether or not this is going to really start to transition into a true uptrend, or whether this is going to flame out, and we will see that based on the candlesticks. The candlesticks will show us whether or not this is real or not based on how it closes. So if we have a day like this that comes along and we see a lot of movement to the upside, but then it closes lower, so if we see something like this, which is a shooting star, and then we start to roll over again, then we'll say, okay, gravity's taken hold. This thing is unable to escape Earth's orbit, right? It's the same thing with any bear market. We're going to have difficulty escaping orbit with the current situation going on. But when we start to see candlesticks closing at their highs and in serious accumulation mode, which is what I hope we'll see before too long. But until that point, we still have to deal with these kind of things. So we're still in a bear market. We're still going to see strong little rallies that are tradable, that come up to test these trend lines, right? So we can see this through like Ethereum. If we go over to something like a 1 hour chart, we can start to see how this transitioned. Right, so this is what I want you guys to look at. I want to see how this transitions from sideways pattern to all of a sudden printing a higher high, higher low. Okay, so far a lower high. We'll see whether or not this actually converts above 430 and keeps that higher high, higher low combination going. But this is what a reversal looks like. You can always do everything based on price. So enjoy the green candles, guys. It's been a long time coming. Again, I don't think it's going to last for all that long, but I'm enjoying the weather while it's here. All right, folks, that is it for today's report. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you tomorrow.